your life can be completely different into your GPS. So now you know where you're going. Don't start to believe that the good things that you want in life don't take time. Hello and welcome to Her Radiant Life. My name is Andrea Gal, and today we're going to talk about getting to your goal, knowing where you're going, and how to get there. And I'm not going to say how to get there fast, because that's not necessarily how it's going to go. No matter if your life right now is terrible, or it's fine, it is what it is, or whether it's awesome, but there's more to be had, it actually isn't about where you are right now. It's about where you're headed and the direction that you're going in. You aren't stuck where you are forever if you make the decision to go in the direction that you want to go in. You have to have a direction to be able to go that way, though. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We are super impatient these days because the world has made us that way. We are conditioned to get everything instantly. Online dating apps, online groceries, Amazon, everything is quick. You want something, you think about it, you're like, oh no, I need this. You can have it. You don't have to plan. You can just go get it within an hour or two or a day. It didn't used to be like this. Do you remember if you're in your 30s or 40s, when we were kids, there was no Amazon or anything like that. And if you wanted to order a book, you would write it out, mail it in, then they would mail you the book. It was a many-week process. But things aren't like that anymore. Things are instant. And so we're conditioned to think it should be instant. But that is not the case with goals. You don't go to the gym and expect to go one time and leave with abs. We know that it takes time to get abs or to lose weight. Sometimes even with losing weight, we think it should be quicker. And I'm going to tell you about my month of extreme frustration this past month with my weight loss journey. Later on in the video, we see ads online and they say, you can get rich fast. You can do this really quickly. We see someone who blew up on YouTube or their business blew up really quickly, and we think that's how our life should be and that's how our business should be, but it takes time. Those are anomalies. Don't start to believe that the good things that you want in life don't take time, because if you think they should be instant, then you're going to give up way before you get there. Getting to our goals is one step, one moment, 1 pound, one right decision at a time. It is a long process. I know I'm a planner, and so sometimes I want to see the entire path ahead of me before I start taking action, but that is impossible. You can't know the entire process. You can't know exactly what your life is going to look like along the path to your goal before you start moving. That's just not reality, unfortunately. I, as a planner, would love if it was that way so that I could know every little detour that I was going to go on or every little roadblock that I was going to come across. But you can't know that ahead of time. You just have to know your direction and start. I like to think of it as a GPS, and your GPS is your inner knowing, your spirit, your intuition, where you know that you want to go a certain way. You know you want your life to be a certain way, and with your relationships, your abundance, where you live, what you look like, how much energy you have an idea of what you want. And if you don't, definitely start thinking about that and write it down, because you need an endpoint for your GPS. Life, God, the universe, they're all asking, what do you want? What do you want? If you can't answer that question, that's step one. Then you got to put that desire, that hope, that dream, that goal and plan into your GPS. So now you know where you're going. And then there's this path laid out for you. And those are the daily tasks that you need to get there. So you start moving along. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes, like when you're driving in fog, you cannot see way far ahead of you. Sometimes you can only see that little bit in front of you that you need to see to get to the next little area. And then once you're in that area, you can only see what's right in front of you. And that is frustrating and it's uncomfortable, you can see just enough to make the next step, to go the next quarter mile. And here's the thing, if you have your GPS on and your destination or your destiny in the GPS, you will get there. No matter how long it takes, you will get there. Now, if you just sit in your driveway and wait to know the entire plan before you get there, you will never leave. And never starting will guarantee that you never get there. There may be a detour. There may be a roadblock. A small animal might run out in front of you and you have to react at the time. Those are things you cannot plan for. You could think that they might happen, but you can't plan for them. You don't know where they're going to happen because they happen along the journey. They happen once you're moving. And the thing is that we react and we deal with those things as we come to them. If there is a roadblock, we go around it or we detour, we find another way because we know our destination and we know, okay, I have to get around this somehow. So what am I going to do to get to the other side of it? Now, about my whole weight loss journey this month, it's weight loss and health all combined. I've been doing so many changes. I cut out processed sugar. I started back to my boxing gym. I have been eating super clean and healthy. I also changed my sleep patterns. So because of bartending that I used to do, I had this really bad habit of going to bed between 3 and 4 a.m. And now I've moved it back to 11:30 p.m., 12 a.m. at the latest. And all of that I've done in 1 month. Now I have a trajectory, an idea, and a destination of where I want to be. I have a goal weight. I know what energy I want to have. I know what clothes I want to fit. And there is an entire journey to get there. Now, the beginning month was hard. I cried many times. I'm going to be honest. It was hard. I was extremely sore for a week as my body was detoxing sugar. I not only didn't lose weight for several weeks, I gained a few pounds. Do you know how frustrating that is? So frustrating. I could not have known that those things were going to come along, those roadblocks, until I started the journey. But as they happened, I dealt with them. At first, I wasn't eating enough calories. So I upped it. And then I was eating too many calories for a week. So then I had to pull it back. Just like on the road, when you're following your GPS, you're going to have to speed up or slow down depending on traffic and weather conditions, and figure out the roadblocks and the detours as they come. I finally feel like I have a really good balance, and now it's like a sunny day driving along my journey. And yeah, it's not easy still, but I know my direction, and so I will overcome anything that comes in the path. Now, some good news though is that sometimes those things won't happen. Maybe along your path, it is a little smoother. Maybe there are no major roadblocks. Maybe there's no actual hurricane along your journey. I had some major hurricanes along my journey in life. Both of my parents passed away when I was 27. Then I got married and then he left. All of this happened within 5 years of each other. And those were major detours on my life journey. Those were not just a little bit of ice on the road. Those were hurricanes or tornadoes or whatever other disaster you want to call them. And it took a long time, but I'm back on the road. Yes, maybe my car was turned over in the ditch, but I've gotten it fixed, I've healed, and now I'm moving forward again along my journey. You might not have hurricanes, you might just have little things here and there. And you can't know and won't know until you start. The other good news is that you can have fun along the way. You can stop at some landmarks or some gardens and smell the roses, literally or figuratively. You can play games in the car, and you will see sights and parts of the world on this journey that you would not have seen if you did never start. And sometimes we think, this is going to take so long. Like when I actually write down how long it's going to take me to get to my goal weight, I feel like it's a long time, but I remember something my mom said about this. She said, the time is going to pass by anyway. The time is going to pass by anyway. In 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, think about what age you're going to be. Do you want to be in the same place of life that you're in now at that age? Or in 5 years, you could have built an incredible business, or you could have gotten super healthy and agile and energetic and to your goal weight. You could be married with kids in 5 years. Your life can change so much in 5 years if you choose a destination and move towards it. If you don't, you're going to be like a boat on the water that just sways with the ocean to and fro. And when storms come, you're going to end up who knows where. That's the scary thing. Life is going to throw things at you. And if you have no direction, you're going to be tossed about constantly. And you're not going to know where you are when you end up one day waking up to your life and thinking, where the heck am I? Where am I? I'm so lost. I don't recognize myself. I don't recognize anything around me. What happened? Don't let yourself be there in 5 years or 10 years from now. Be at or closer to your destination in that amount of time. Tony Robbins says that we overestimate what we can do in 1 year because we think that things are going to happen super fast, but we underestimate what we can do in 5 years or 10 years. Your life can be completely different. But again, you make those decisions. You make a point to make that destination. Don't let life just throw you around and pull you this way and that until you end up who knows where. Don't keep waiting in your proverbial driveway because you're going nowhere, just sitting there, running your car and wasting your gas and looking at the directions over and over, trying to predict everything that's going to happen or how long it's going to take exactly. We can't know that at the beginning. Just start the journey. I was walking into a store this one time and there was this old man walking down the sidewalk and he was so slow. Like, I literally had the thought, he's never gonna get anywhere. I went into the store, I did my thing, I was in there for 20 minutes or so. And when I came out, I looked down the street and he was way down there. And I thought, how did he get there? Well, he had a direction. He took those super slow steps. But in that time, he made it. He didn't stand there and think, I'm going to be so slow that there's no point in starting. No, he was quite far away. It really made me think, okay, yeah, you just pick a direction. You go in that direction, even slow as molasses, and you will eventually get there. The speed matters so much less than the direction. That's the other thing about choosing a destination, is that then you plan and make decisions based on that destination. You plan based on where you want to be in 5 years, instead of each decision being like, should I do this or should I do this? Well, which one aligns with that destination? That makes the decision-making process really easy. That's not to say that the actual implementation is easy. Does this decision align with my desired end result, with my destiny, with my destination? And if it does, then that's the way you go. It makes the decisions easier now. So stop waiting until the kids are older, waiting until the weather is nicer, waiting until you're where you want to be financially, and i.e., you may never get there if you don't make those decisions to get there. And don't even wait until you feel ready. Motivation isn't that important, actually. What's important is seeing your future. And I'm going to link a video at the very end page of this video that talks about how to create a mind movie, which is something you should be playing and watching every day, so that you remember your destination and you remember your direction. That's what keeps you going. It's not daily motivation. Motivation is fickle. I do not feel like going to the gym after work. I don't. But once I get there, I feel good. Once I'm finished, I feel really good. The next day, I'm super proud of myself. That did not come from motivation. That came from decisions. That came from my GPS saying, turn here. This is where you have to turn. This is where you have to go to get to that end result. This is where you have to go to get to that destination. So don't wait to start or to pull out of the driveway, because if you never start, I guarantee then you will never get there. And if you don't know where there is, what you actually want in your life, you definitely won't accidentally get there. Every great thing takes decisions every day to get there. And it's not about perfection, but it is about direction. So be uplifted that you can get anywhere that you want to get. No, it's not always going to be easy. Yes, sometimes it's going to be super fun and amazing. And you will be so happy that you started the journey now. In 5 years, when you look back and think, thank the Lord I started. Now go out, be a blessing, and rise into your radiance. Much love. Bye.